What is going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money on the Internet podcast. It's your boy, Brian Mark. And in today's episode, I'm joined by my clients on Podchats. This is a coaching call inside of the 10K Mastermind container where my clients can come on and ask me anything. Without further ado, the only ask that I have is that before you ask your question, you got to tell me your win. So let's bring up Ronnie Travis and tell me some motherfucking wins.
Hey, okay. So my win is actually, I got a really nice message from somebody who listens to the podcast, and they just said that they've heard me on there and whatever. And they're like, that I had inspired them. So I just thought that was super sweet. So if you're listening to this, and the other win is that I just got off a call and I closed a client. So
Yeah.
I was actually expecting to sell her into my 6-week challenge, but she wanted to start now. So I was like, okay, sick. So she joined my year-long program instead. So yeah, so life's good.
Is that a 5K paid in full?
No, she's actually doing the mid ticket. I mean, she's doing monthly, but I mean, still good. But yeah, no, I'm trying to build up my reoccurring. So like the last 5K pay in full, I wasn't even trying to do a pay in full. Like I was trying to do monthly. And then she's like, can I give you $5,000? I was like, okay.
You're like, I don't want it, but I'll take it.
Yeah. So anyways, but my first question, really, really simple, is for the 6-week challenge. Not really, I don't know if I'm doing a proper 6-week challenge, but Sam just helped me realize the 21-day boot camp was like, it wasn't really converting as well as I wanted to. And we just saw there was a bit of a misalignment in that, in like my values and like leading to my year-long program, because people who are doing like a 21-day challenge aren't really aligned with like the long term, like they're quick fix people. So
that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm doing a 6-week thing instead. Not really, I don't know if it's a challenge. I have to look through it, but I'm doing my own twist on it.
Right.
My thing is it starts April 28th.
Yep.
So should I be sticking to the regular 2 CTAs a week, or would you be like doing some sort of CTA every single day?
So it's the CTA every single day, but you got like great marketing is about finding 100 different ways of saying the same thing. And so, CTA number one is like maybe it's like a story sequence of why this challenge means so much to you and like what you're going to be doing for these ladies with a countdown timer and a link to apply. And then the next day it's you going for a walk and talking about mindset and talking about, why it's the best day of your life and why you have that mindset and why you teach your ladies that and why it's so important. And then there's a CTA to help them with their mindset. And then the next day is like, I don't know if you're doing gym or home workouts, whatever, but you're doing your workout and you're documenting your workout. And then at the end of the workout, you come up to the camera and you're like, if you want to get sweaty with me 6-week challenge, we only got next. So like it's finding 100 different ways of saying that, if that makes sense. So it's every day. You want to just do a countdown. So countdown to the challenge. I would also shout out every single person that joins the challenge on your stories to create FOMO. Is that what you want to do? Create FOMO.
Okay. That's perfect. Because my next question was kind of going to be like, how do you keep it not being fucking boring? So that was such a perfect example. And I have so many ideas now. So yeah. Okay. That's actually all I have for you today. Thank you so much.
Are you excited to come to the virtual event?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love that you're like, no, we're going to be feeding you all day. I was like, perfect. That was like my biggest fear is like, am I going to be hungry? So no, I'm stoked and I can't wait. I'm so excited to see your house. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. We actually just set up the pool too. That'll be fun. We've got, you're coming. You're going to be on the virtual. Selena Kowalski from the Millionaire Mastermind that's going to be there. Matt Orlando is going to be there. And then who else is going to be there? Kenny's coming.
Oh, fun. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I can't wait to meet everyone.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. I'll talk to you later.
I'll see you soon. Bye. We got I think we got Big B. Is that Big Brian over there? Is that who we got? What's up, Big Brian?
What's up, Big Brian?
Big Brian, speaking to Big Brian, bro, you got to tell me some wins. I'm posting every single win on my story today. So tell me some good shit, Brian.
Win is content's popping. Coming off, obviously, the Elite Mansion Mind.
Dude, I didn't reply to your text. I'm such a dick. You had
25K. It's okay. I know you've seen it. It's okay. Yeah, content's blowing up. One call sold. I guess one client sold this week already, and I already have 3 or 4 more calls booked for the rest of the week.
Can you tell Instagram how many followers you were at when me and you worked out 2 months ago?
It was like February. I was like 8K followers.
8K followers. And what did we agree that we were going to do?
We agreed that we were going to post 2 times a day without failure. We were going to post one value and one, awareness piece of content and just following the rules of content mastery. And now we're at almost 27K followers.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's fucking go, Big B. I like that.
So one quick question for you. Oh, by the way, I'm so glad you released the YouTube for the fear and love part of that concept. Yeah. Because I was like, even though I was there, I felt like I needed to watch it again. just to like, I don't know, just had to hear that speech again because it hit. And I got my girl to watch it too, and like she got emotional. I was like, yeah, that's the shit that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you.
Sir. Yeah, quick question in terms of like my question is about like niche. So like obviously like the like I've been like over the course of like my years of coaching my Instagram page, I felt like I've like been lost with like who I'm trying to target and like who my niche is.
Yep.
And because like my content is kind of popping right now, I kind of felt like, now my audience has found me or like what my avatar is and who I'm trying to serve. So my question for you is like, do I now change, let's just say my bio in terms of like only, let's just say helping specifically women, and like maybe in my content, do I speak specifically to like women or like ladies? Like, what do you think about that? Or do you think like I'm fine with doing what I'm doing because the content is working?
Yeah. So the way that I see this is I'm going to go to your bio right now and I'm going to take a look and see what we've got. Because obviously, you've been in my program for long enough. It's either a person or a problem. Sedentary 9 to 5 is 20 pounds to beat the burnout without a strict diet and DM me fit. Let's chat. So busy 9 to 5ers. I'm a big believer, bro. I don't change things that are working. So like if you came to this call and you're like, I can't sign clients, nobody's reaching out, my content's not converting, I think we'd be having that conversation. But I don't think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that lead flow is an issue. Yes?
No, it's not an issue.
Yeah. So if lead flow is not an issue, then it's not a problem that we solve. And so it's like there are some people that speak to men and women because their content pops. And Trent Harrison is a really good example of that. Right. Trent doesn't just speak to women. He's talking general fitness advice. But because he figured out how the algorithm works, he doesn't necessarily have to speak to a niche in every single piece of content. Because whatever content style you're currently doing is fucking working. So if you look at like the way that you're growing right now, bro, is like I just want you to see yourself as like you can be this guy, helping you lose fat and build muscle without restricted dieting.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you start to pop off and shit starts to really flow, like you can be a little bit more broad, especially if your content's hitting, you're in shape, people are fucking with your message. So stay broad because it's working.
I get that concept, but then like if I were to niching down to like, let's just say specifically women or like targeting specifically women, and like most of my leads are literally like women now, like I'm looking at my analytics and it's on my insights, it's like 60% women, 40% men, and it's like now it's trending in direction of more women coming to my page.
Mhm.
And so like if I do change my niche, or if I do specifically talk to my avatar or my niche in my content, wouldn't that be, I guess, better in terms of even building a relationship with the leads I have or the prospects that I have or the followers that I have?
If you had a hard time converting, I would say yes. Here's what I'll say. Okay. So it's your business. So I'll advise you on both routes and I'll tell you why I would choose a different route, but I'll advise you on the route if you're going to take it. I would advise against it. The reason I would advise against it is because everything is in flow right now. And so it's like, it would be like, you're on a fitness journey and you're losing body fat, you're building lean muscle, you look great. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to try keto now. It's like, it doesn't make sense to do something different than what you're already doing if what you're already doing is working. So that's my theory.
Yeah.
If you are coming to this call and you're like, nobody's buying, when I'm getting on sales calls, they're not saying yes, they're not emotional, they don't care about me, my prospects are like really low quality, then I would say, let's solve that problem by speaking to them specifically in our content. Now, if you wanted to, so again, that's why I'm saying this. If you are like, okay, that's cool, Brian, I still want to change my niche, I'll tell you what I would do if you were interested in doing that. I would put out a couple pieces of content targeted directly at women and see how it did.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can test it out without fully committing to it. And then you'll see, like if you put it out and it gets 50,000 views, then fuck everything I said. But if you put it out and it gets 3,000 views and most of your videos get 10 to 20,000 views,
Yeah.
So I play around with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also like looking into the follower ad to just specifically target women anyways. And so I think that will pretty much determine if it's, my niche or not.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. Talk soon.
Peace.
Peace. Mr. Michael. Mr. Big Mike with a beard. All the wins are going on the story. What's up, Mike? Tell me some wins, bro.
What's going on, man? Haven't been on here in a long time, so I thought I'd put my hand up. Wins
It's
are
only been like 3 weeks. I love that that's a long time for you, though. That's great.
So I got a 4-day challenge going right now with 45 people in it. So it's the most I've ever had. I got 6 calls booked so far, so that's a win. Also had a phone call with one of my clients that honestly didn't think that he wanted to keep on going. Kind of didn't do a lot of work. Called them 2 days ago, just for like 2 weeks left of the program. Let's get some wins. He was like, well, like, I want to keep on going. Can I just give you a paid in full? I'm like, hey, sure. And it just came through on this call. So there's a paid in full.
Hey, magic happens. Magic happens on these
That's right.
calls, bro. Magic happens.
And then another win is I've gained 1,100 followers over the last 30 days.
Look at
So
you.
we're popping. My question is, I feel my content. I'm trying to work on my content, but I was wondering if it's worth dropping a CTA in the middle of the video, in the middle of the script, before I drop the value, like make sure you follow for more or save this video because it's gonna be fire kind of thing. Or is it not worth it?
I like doing it. I like fucking around with it. Like, I don't think I have a lot of recent examples of that on my page, but I have done that where I'm like talking and then I'm like, so I'm like, never, ever, ever say these 3 words on sales calls and make sure you save this video because I'm gonna put you on some game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like doing that.
Just test it out and obviously just do some trials and see how it works.
Yeah. So like you're in the grocery store and you're like, this is the exact grocery plan that you need if you want to burn 10 to 20 pounds of body fat in the next 90 days. And then you start talking about it. And then in the middle of it, PS, if this is a lot of information, comment the word list and I'll send you the full list. And you just keep talking.
Okay. I'll try that out. Small question is, who do we contact to have a conversation for taxes? I have to pay a lot this year, and I feel like I gotta talk to some type of person I can just have a conversation with and to see what I'm doing wrong here.
Yeah. Are you in Canada?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'll give you my accountant. I'll drop his email in the chat. He works with Canadian companies and he works with online fitness coaches.
Perfect.
And this is any one of you guys that's in the 10K mastermind that is looking for an accountant that is in Canada specifically. You guys can also use his email. Send him an email and tell him you are Brian's client. He'll take good care of you.
All right, thanks, man. That's about it.
I got you, brother. Congratulations on all your recent success. I'm very happy to hear that you're growing on social media. You're a G and your beard is nice.
Thanks.
So kind. He's like, thanks. I know. I gave up on trying to catch you in the beard. Kirsten started roasting me and told me that I look like a homeless person. So I fucking shaved it off. Fuck my life. No more beard for Brian. All right, Nicholas. All the wins are going on the story. Tell me some wins, brother. Nicholas.
How we doing today?
Best day of my life. How are you?
I can't complain. We're growing right now. We're growing 200 to 300 followers a day on Instagram, and it's been like that for 3 weeks. So it's a great win, but it's so levels and levels. A lot of cold people in my audience right now.
Yep.
And how can I warm them up? I talked to Janelle about this. I don't want to do like mama papa stuff. She said she doesn't look at anybody like new followers like as somebody to help like 60 days, 90 days. And I found out I was going to these people, they were giving me, hey Nick, love your content, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, book them. And I get on these calls with them and I find out that shit, I can talk my ass off. I don't have nothing to talk about. I have no ammo. So I'm just kind of curious, what are your thoughts around that and how do you play the new follower game?
All right. So before we do that, we're going to go into some basic theory because I just talked to somebody else about this on a VIP call. So we're going to go into this.
Shave too.
You need to shave?
I'll be like, you had me up front. I'm like, you're talking about looking scruffy. I got my haircut tomorrow. I didn't realize.
Okay. So this is like the order of like importance in terms of your lead gen. All right. So I know you already know this, but I'm going to walk through it anyways. So the hottest leads are going to be in your DMs, people that are messaging you, sending you, be like, oh my God, Nick, love your content, blah, blah, blah. Second hottest leads are story poll responders. Third hottest leads are commenters or photos. Fourth hottest leads are likes on your reels. Fifth hottest leads are new followers. Fifth hottest leads tied are story views on Instagram. So, and then follower list is super cold. Like if you're really fucking desperate and you want to get people that are in your DMs, not even desperate, but if you don't have a big following, then you should DM people on your follower list. So where are the coldest leads on this list? Are followers at the top of the list or the bottom of the list?
Very bottom or fifth. What do you say?
Right.
Fifth?
Yeah. So it's like almost the coldest leads. So if that, and there's also hashtags, but people that DM people from hashtags are dumb. So never do that. On this list, if followers are the lowest, then what should your goal be?
The people who are hot, right? Obviously we start at the top.
Okay. So right. DMs. So that's where people are hot. So if you know that the DMs are people that are hot, they have intent, what should your goal be? Come on.
Only focus on the DMs or
Close,
the people who have intent.
Close, but what if you don't get a lot of people in your DMs?
So then I would write down the story poll responders.
Nope. You're close. Got to get people to DM you. You got to get people in your DMs.
Of course. Okay.
Right?
Duh.
You got to get people in your DMs. So how do you get people in your DMs?
CTAs, right? Having them at the end of my reels, having them in my stories.
Yep.
Keyword.
Yep, exactly. So because you're growing every day on social media, you need to be posting more CTAs that get people to DM you. And they can be DMing you for a variety of different reasons. They can be DMing you because they want your full at-home workout guide. They can be DMing you because they want your fat loss fucking protein shake. They can be DMing you because they want info on coaching. They can be DMing you because they want your full meal plan. They can be DMing you because they're interested in getting their macros figured out. Get it? So then the next time you're doing your home workout, you're like, if your ass is flatter than a pancake and you want to get a badonkadonk, then steal this workout and I'm going to teach you how to do it. P.S. If you want me to design you a customized plan to get you a badonkadonk booty, comment the word badonkadonk or whatever, and I'll send some info. And then people comment the word badonkadonk. We send them a ManyChat message. Hey, thanks so much for reaching out. I got all the details for you here in a sec, but mind if I ask you a couple of questions, see if I can help? Bam. Now we're in a DM. Get it?
You actually do that before you give them the guide.
100%. I'll give them a guide, and then it depends. So you can do a CTA that's like, if you want the full guide in this video, comment the word guide and I'll send it over. If you're going to do that, then I would just send the guide and I'd be like, hey, fam, thanks so much for reaching out. Here's the guide. Send. PS, is there anything like, how long have you been working on, what does your current workout program look like? Or like, how long have you been working out for? And then you start a conversation. Now you're in a conversation with people that are in your DMs. Significantly more valuable than spending time sending a message to every single new follower. Now, it depends, right? That advice is contextual, because if you are only getting 10 new followers a day and your social media has 1,000 followers, should you DM every single follower? Absolutely, you should. But if you're getting 200 to 300 new followers a day and you do not have a VA and you're doing this all yourself, should you spend time DMing 200 to 300 people per day? Or would you be more effective by putting out one version of getting people to DM you or getting people to vote on a poll per day, and then you spend your day in 50 to 100 conversations with people that have DM'd you or voted on your poll? Get what I'm saying?
That's 100%. Because as soon as you said that, I think I'm still like kind of somewhere in that mindset of like Nick with 1,000 followers, and like I got to DM everybody. Like,
what are you talking about? You're Nick with 100,000 followers.
I guess, yeah. But I
write this down. When your audience grows, the game changes. Write that down. When your audience grows, the game changes. When I worked one-on-one with Lane Norton, I did not tell him to put up a story poll, because if Lane Norton put up a story poll, he'd get like 3,000 votes. With Lane Norton, I'm like, get people to DM you. And then as soon as if you have like 500,000 plus followers, as soon as they DM you, the first message is a client application. Hey, I get thousands of DMs and I don't know who's serious and who's not. So do me a favor, fill this client application so that I can bump you to the top of the wait list. So that's the game at the highest level. But the game at your level is like, you need to get as many people as possible in your DMs so that you don't have to manually go out and start the conversation. You basically want to shorten the process as much as possible. Does that make sense?
It does. And best strategies, like especially for me, is keeping it in the CTAs, right? At the end of the reels, story polls, just like you have. Because I think we have that sheet, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. But also at the end of the reels, but also, Nick, if you're going to do a CTA, it should be the first line in your reel. So if you notice, I'll tell you why that's important. One sec. Because when somebody's reel pops up in your newsfeed, what are they like? Go to my feed right now. Everybody, if you're on your phone, go to my feed right now. And then go to my ChatGPT prompt reel that I just posted. Click on the actual reel itself. You guys can see this one. It's the most recent one that I posted.
I see.
What's the first line in that fucking video that you can read without reading the caption?
Yeah. See, that makes sense.
Comment.
Wait, damn, you have another one. That's not the first one.
The first line says comment B mark for the prompt. The reason you need to put it in the first line is most people are not going to read your caption. But every single person that sees this video, all 10,000 views or 20,000 views or 50,000 views, whatever, all of them see that line. Make sense?
So you do it straight from the top. You don't actually use caption? Because I was always under the impression that we should use a caption for like SEO so people understand, and like, I kind of do let my personality out.
Yep.
But nobody's reading that shit.
So like I do a caption. So like this one says comment 10K for more info, and then I'll explain more in the caption. So like I do a caption, but the first line is always going to be the CTA that I want people to comment.
Never. And you know what? I'm doing that, but you got some at the bottom too, though.
I do have some at the bottom, but I try to put them all at the top.
Okay, so you just kind of switch and kind of go back and forth.
I would say almost every single one of them is at the top. I would say it's probably like 95 to 5%. Like, where's the one I talked about overcoming sales objections the other day? Where was it?
There's a Chloe and Harry
one. Yeah.
Comment hooks. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So then it's like, it's still in there, but I want to make sure that my CTA is the first line in the bio. Get it?
I got it. Perfect.
Cool. That's
Get your message me. I appreciate you.
That's their content strategy for the next 7 days, brother.
First line.
Report back and let me know how it goes.
Perfect.
Peace. Mr. Zachary, we're going in the story. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Tell me some wins.
My win is I had 4 clients start up this week, and I've signed another 2 clients since we last spoke. So going in the right direction.
Let's go. Love that.
So my question, mate, is regarding client testimonials. How can I share that to my audience in a way that is, I guess, good and, gets them to put their hands up for stuff and gets them to talk to me?
So you're asking, how do you get your clients to give you testimonials?
I've got a bunch of selfie testimonials. I've seen you have a few of those as well. Should I be sharing those, like, say, on my stories or on my feed, I guess?
Both.
Both?
The way you do it on your feed is this.
$132,000 in 28 days as an online fitness coach. Check this out. Yo, Brian Cole.
So yours would be like, my client Sarah lost 15 pounds in 16 weeks. Let's check this out. And then you play her video. And then as I get into the video, what ends up happening is like, I'll watch some of the testimonial, right? So I watch his video and then I choose what parts I'm going to share. So I get Don saying how much he made, blah, 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 blah. And then after he says how much he made or like whatever part of the video, then I'll share my opinion on what he said, right? So he's going off about how much he's hitting, blah, blah, blah. And then once he goes off about what he's hitting, then I'll unmute myself and I'll say something.
The best performance you've ever had. He generated $532,000 in 28 days. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get results like that, but I'm saying that the blueprint that we have.
Blah, 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 blah. Right. So then I share my opinion on, how we did it with Don. So for you, it could be like, my client Sarah lost 15 pounds in 16 weeks. Watch the video. Check this out. Watch the video.
Okay.
And then as you come back into the video, you're like, her transformation is crazy. Check out these photos. And you can have a before and after photo in the video itself. You can put it up there.
Awesome.
This is, yeah, the way that we did this is we cut out blah, 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 blah. We started doing blah, 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 blah. And then she did blah, 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 blah. And she was able to get results like this. And then you watch the end of her video where she's like, working with Zach was the best decision I've ever made in my life. And then you're like, if you want some info on coaching programs, comment or DM me, Tone, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help.
I like it. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
So that's video.
Right in front of my face as well.
So that's video. And then you can also do it in your stories. So like I try to find 100 different ways of saying the same thing. So you could do it in your stories. And an example of doing it in your stories that you could do I like doing the creative way of doing social proof is finding an initial message from when they first signed up, or like I screenshot their biggest struggle when they first signed up and I'll post that as a story. Be like, when my client Sarah reached out, she was really struggling to lose 20 pounds and she had no idea what to eat. And then I'll show a screenshot of like one of her client check-ins where it's like, I'm down 15 pounds. I'm in the best shape of my life. So I'll show the before and then I'll show the after screenshot. And then I'll show the photo of Sarah. And then I'll show the Sarah video. And then I'll do a CTA. So that's a way to store a sequence on it. Or you could just post up the video saying Sarah lost 15 pounds in 16 weeks.
Yeah. Is it all right if I because some of the videos are like 2 minutes long, man. So is it all right if I just like chop it up? Yeah. Okay.
I'll watch the parts of the video that are like, you got to find the parts of the video that are emotional or that are specific. Those are the two things, emotional or specific. Like, I love working with Zach. He's the best, blah, 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 blah. Yes. Like when I was growing up, I was an only child. Probably not. I lost 15 pounds in 16 weeks. Yes. So you just cut out you grab the most important parts of it and then you just make a video on that.
Awesome. Appreciate that. That helps a lot.
Cool. Anything else?
That's it, mate. Thank you.
Hope you have the best day of your entire life. Congratulations on all your recent success, brother.
Cheers.
Let's go. Danny boy.
How you going, mate?
Best day of my life. Where's your camera?
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, what the hell did that turn off for? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh, it's just gone. Fucking Danny boy's gone.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, whatever. It's all good.
There we go.
Cool. Tell me some wins, brother.
All right, man. So obviously, and still managed to sign 2 new blokes on over the past week from Australia. So it's good.
I love that. I love that. What do we
yeah,
have for the
man.
month?
And that's with.
What do we have for the month?
We're approaching 9, I'd say. I haven't done the maths properly, but with the new ones, yeah. So
that's
another 10K month, it looks like, and that's with the move.
That's a good fucking day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going on. And I've been putting out fires just from nothing to do with the business, but just relocating. Who knew there'd be that much shit that could go wrong?
100%. What's your Instagram, Danny? I want to tag you in this.
Coach Danny V.
Coach Danny V. All right, Coach Danny V. What do you need from me, brother?
All right. So because I am overseas and I'm playing with this VPN so I can still market in Australia, the question for you is, do I keep it on all the time? For example, when I'm doing my stories and if I go for a hike with the missus or whatever we're doing, just to show where we are, I've had people mention to me, which is true, they're like, hey, man, this isn't in Melbourne. And I'm like, all right, I'm leaving it on so I don't stuff with the algorithm. Is that the way to do it? Or do I turn it off at times and leave it on? Because I've got a dedicated VPN, so I'm not playing with anything. Do you know what I mean?
So when people are your clients DMing you? Like, what do you like? Or
yeah, anyone, or just in my stories, people that are commenting and they'd be like, this isn't Australia, this is in Europe sort of thing. So just shit like that, or just leave it and don't worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't worry about stuff like that. Like, it's not like it's like the only reason you're doing the VPN is for your content on your page, correct?
Yeah, of course. I'll push. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so if it's not like I wouldn't worry about the location specifically of where your stories are at. Like if people are like, "What the heck? This is in Europe," and you can just like, "Yep, I'm traveling here," because it's like you're traveling
Okay.
here.
Yeah, cool.
That has nothing to do with the algorithm, right?
Okay, cool. Easy. That, and I don't know if there's a way to do this. Man, it's like sending DMs takes me forever. Is there like, and in my head, I think I'm like copying and pasting and shit. How long should it take me to send 30 DMs a day? Give it to me.
Fucking 30 minutes max. How long does it take you?
Takes me like an hour and a half because I'm like trying to. I don't even know why. Like I swear I'm not typing slow, but yeah, I don't know.
Are you doing it just while sitting in your office?
Yeah.
Go for a walk. That's what I do.
All right.
Then you're going for a walk. Give yourself 30 minutes, go for a walk. By the time you're back, you'll be done. Guaranteed.
Do you know the reason why I'm not doing that is because I'm trying to record it. I'm trying to track KPIs and all that. So I've got a sheet open and as I send the message and I put their name in and where I got the lead from and all that sort of stuff. Or don't even worry about that.
So you could do that afterwards if you want. Just send the message, just screenshot it. Send the message, 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 screenshot it. Bam. Then when you get home, you can do all the data.
You're a good bloke. Thank you.
Got you, bro.
All right, mate. Thank you. That was it. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, congrats on 9K, brother. I love to see the wins. Let's fucking go.
Thanks, mate. Legend. Take care.
Peace. Oh, Danny boy. What's up, brother? Dan Lamb.
What's going on, Brian? How are you?
I'm fucking great, brother. Tell me some wins.
Win is I'm at a record month, so we just hit 14.6K this month so far.
Let's go.
Sir. So it's interesting. That actually leads into my question. So it's been a record month, but from this record month, I booked way less calls than I normally have. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. Since like we last spoke, I got the softbox, lighting thing that you told me to get. Started using it. Content, the quality definitely looks like better from what I can tell. So I've just been really trying to dial that in. Got a boosted post going that's crushing and getting the right specific avatar as well. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it more so kind of like what Nick mentioned, where the new followers are super cold and I just have to kind of start that nurture process at this point? Or is there, I'm just not sure if I'm missing anything either. I guess I'm just trying to figure that out.
So your followers are growing. How many DMs are you sending per day?
50 to 60 now.
50 to 60 now. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how many calls are you booking per week on average?
So typically it would be like 5 to 6, but recently it's been more like 2 to 3.
Okay. And when I look at your content, I don't think the lead flow is the problem because obviously your audience is growing and there's people like there's just consistent lead flow coming in. Looking at your Instagram stories, it looks like you're doing a good job of documenting and showing social proof. So I don't think that's the issue either. What about giving shit away? Are you doing a lot of freebie giveaways on your content?
I'm trying to figure out like what a good schedule is. I typically do like 1 or 2 a week, but recently, like, I guess the lead magnets have to improve because they don't get a ton of the right kind of people. Sometimes they'll grab the resource and then they'll leave, that sort of thing. So I'm just trying to figure out what a good.
Well, that's like fucking 90% of your audience. 90% of your audience is going to grab the resource and leave. I'm going to put you guys on some game. All right. This is Chloe, one of our best clients. She's booking 20 calls a day right now. And if you go through her content, pretty much every second video is a resource giveaway. Every second video. The reason this is important, some of those videos have 5 comments. Some of them have 1,000. So like you need to get more people in your DMs. This is the same conversation I had with Nick. Find a reason to get people into your DMs. So like give away your workout split, give away your recipe, give away a meal plan, I'll calculate your macros for free for you. Give away all this different shit. Find a way to get people into your DMs because you have your content's consistent and like it's good that you're sending the DMs every day. I also I'm just going to be direct with you because you're in the Millionaire Mastermind now. 50 needs to go, like you need to be sending 150 to 200 because how many followers are you getting per day? 50?
Right now it's like 40 to 50.
40 to 50? All right. What about the likes on your reels? What about the commenters on your reels? What about your story viewers?
Yeah, I send them from there too, but it's like I found it's more of the same people. Yeah, almost like people that I've already messaged a couple times.
You do resparks, reply to their stories, comment on their posts?
Not a ton of that, no. Does that count? That counts as a DM?
So a DM is a new follower, but you also so if you're doing that, then start tracking resparks.
Okay.
So 50 DMs and 50 resparks. And a respark would be like commenting on their post, replying to their story, blah, blah, blah. And now you're in the Millionaire Mastermind now, which is fun. So soon you'll have somebody do that for you, but you need to start doing that right now so that when they come on board, you can train them to do that.
Yeah, 100%. That was helpful. And like so like on average right now I'm posting like 10 times a week.
Yeah.
It's like 10 to 14 a week. So out of that, like how many would you make? Would
5.
you attach a resource to? Five out of the.
I would do 5, and I would say 2 times a day, every
Okay.
day, 7 days a week. And the reason I'm being direct with you is because you told me you were going to be one of my best clients. So show me.
Okay.
2 times a day, 7 days a week, and 5 of them are resource giveaways.
Awesome. Just one last quick one. Like for stories, would you just do 3 times a week, like with the CTA still, or would you? How would you do that?
If your audience gets to, well, not if, when your audience gets to a point where it starts growing by like 1,000 to 2,000 a week, we can start doing them every day. But I think 3 times a week is more than enough for now.
Okay, perfect. Got you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the direct feedback as well.
Next time I talk to you, I want to fucking hear about the 5 calls that you booked.
Done.
Cool. And I'll give you till the end of this month to be on 10K mastermind calls. Then you got to be on $1 million mastermind calls.
All right. Got you.
I'll give you another 2 weeks. Let you settle into the MDM, but you got to get on the calls with the big dogs that are making 100K a month.
Can you blame me? I had to take the extra opportunity to ask questions now.
Hey, I know. I get it. I'll give you another couple of weeks. So I get it. But you got to be on the call with the big dogs, brother. Let's go. That's how we grow, baby. What's up, Nate? Mr. Nate, tell me some wins, dog.
Yo, what's up, Brian? I just started advertising for my 4-day challenge, booked 7 calls yesterday just with that drop, and signed one $9.99 PIF. So excited about that. So looking forward to all the calls and hoping to close more.
Let's go.
Cool. I guess my two big questions, I think you answered it earlier with Ronnie. I guess just advertising for the 4-day challenge, just keep posting daily CTAs. Is that like pretty consistent with that?
Yeah. So for the 4-day challenge, you have a reason to interact with all of your followers that didn't reach out to you or didn't engage. So like this is the time where you can send them, like anybody that's engaged with you on any level, you can literally just send them a message and be like, hey, Nate, ! I'm running a 4-day trim and tone challenge starting next Monday period. Interested? ? And they're like, yeah, sure. What does it look like? And you're like, it comes with 4 days. And then you're like, you send the Canva graphic. Then you're like, it comes with, a 4-day workout program, a little bit of nutrition, and I'm going to give you some mindset coaching as well. You in ? They say yes. You send the type 1 link.
Cool.
That 50 times a day plus advertising on your stores, you will definitely fill the challenge.
Okay, cool. Simple. Now, my only offer that I have is like the $9.99 PIF and high ticket. Should I be, I guess, prepping, like creating a 6-week program, like more of a mid ticket? No, just keep it high.
Yeah. Once you're at 8K a month. Last time we talked, you were at 8K, correct?
Yeah.
Let's get to 10 to 15, then we can have that conversation.
Okay.
Consistent
Simple.
10 to 15 for 2 months, 2 months in a row. I just don't want to solve too many problems at once.
Sounds good. Next question, I guess, is just with content. Right now, the only content that's really hitting is my connection content. It's a little weird. I mean, I started my business like with celebrating my dead brother. Every time I mention that in my content, like dead brother, it just like pops off. But I don't know how to connect, like use that for like the like value portion, the proof portion, I guess.
What's your page? Give me your
Nate Sinek, NateSannic.
Found it. Let's take a look, brother. Let's take a look. So first things first is just because one piece of content consistently performs well for you doesn't mean you have to keep using the same piece of content over and over again, because eventually your audience gets bored and it's no longer valuable. So we found one story that works. That's good. And, it's an emotional story and it's real for you, which is why it's true and why it works. But that is not the only piece of content that we produce that gets, clients. So can I give you direct feedback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be honest.
All right. So how long have you had your Instagram account for?
This is my personal one, but for a while.
Define a while.
Years. I guess with starting to do like more content, probably like 2 years, 3 years.
Was it 2 or 3 years? Give me an exact number.
3.
3 years. Okay. So me and you both have had our Instagram accounts for 3 years. What do you notice that's different? Don't look at the follower account.
Posts.
How many posts do you have?
214.
How many do I have?
3,300.
3,300. So you have not posted even close to enough to determine what's good or not. So that's the first thing. Okay. So fucking post more. How many times are you posting per week?
Twice a day.
Okay. So you're on it now. All right. So write this down. Twice a day for 90 days. Then we'll look at improving the quality. But until we look at improving the quality, it's twice a day, every day for 90 days. That's your goal. And also write this down, 1% better every post.
I love that.
So like, I'm going to look at your shit. I want to give you some feedback because you're my client and I care about you and I want you to win. But like, do not stress about the quality or the views until you do twice a day, every day for 90 days, which means May, June, July, 3 months. July 15th, you come to me. You're like, hey, B Mark, I did what the fuck you told me to do. Twice a day, every day for 90 days. For 90 days would mean that you almost have 400 posts I'll take a look at that fucking 400 number. Once it's at 400, you come to me. And we'll fucking have a conversation about your content. All right.
Sounds good.
Now I'm going to go through your content. I'm going to tell you how to make it 1% better.
Any goal that you set for yourself, you have to ask this key question. What do you want to see differently in your life once you achieve those goals? If you have no why, then you're
Music's too fucking loud.
just moving through life. You gym bros need to stop demonizing cardio in the
Music's too fucking loud.
same way Pilates girls demonize weightlifting. Cardio is not
Also, you're filming in the same spot. It's boring as fuck.
going to ruin your gains in the same way that
So move around.
lifting weights is going to make
Even move the camera closer to you, move further away from you. It doesn't have to be in the same
you
spot.
bulky and thick. If your
You can pick up the phone and move it like fucking. So you say a line, pick up the phone, move it over here.
nutrition is not dialed in, I don't care who you are,
Say a line, pick up the phone, and then go for a walk.
but you cannot outtrain
Say a line, pick up the phone, and then put it down in front of your windowsill and then talk in a different scene.
poor diet. If you're doing
I'm here to remind you that you will never fail if you never quit. The past 3 or 4 weeks for me have been just completely off. Not waking up on time, missing workouts, just missing overall.
Never fucking write this down. Never fucking miss. You're a $25,000 a month coach, right? Nate doesn't fucking miss. Say it with me.
Nate, don't fucking miss.
Nate doesn't fucking miss. You don't fucking miss, bro. Okay. What the fuck is missing? Missing who? Mrs.? Mrs.? Mister? That's what I think missing is because I don't fucking understand what you're saying. You don't fucking miss.
If you can't jump, sprint, or do anything athletic, then your nice chiseled body is pretty useless. But don't worry, I'm the smartest personal trainer that you'll ever find online. I'm going to teach you 3 exercises that you can incorporate today.
This is a fucking you've got the format. Like you're like it's like the scripting itself is good, but like you need to make the scripting more interesting. So like, and the way that you can make it more interesting is just by making the filming more dynamic by changing up the angle. Like you can film it from this POV, right? But another POV, Nate, is like now the camera's right in front of you, and you're like, and you look like this in frame. So like here's I want to show you the difference in frames. So like this is a significantly different frame than this.
If you can't jump,
And this is a different frame than fucking, where's another one that you have? This. So like film it from different frames, make it interesting. Close up, far away, you know? Example of framing is like, so this is like an example of what I'm saying.
If you're a personal trainer that can't get views, can't sign clients, but you're an expert at what you do, then you should be making more money. My name is Brian Mark, and I've worked with over 10,000 online personal trainers in the last 6 years. So give me a follow on Instagram and start watching some of my free content. And I will teach you the step-by-step process to growing your fitness business so you can get results.
Get it?
Yeah.
You just got to change the frame.
Easy.
You got to make it fucking more interesting. Because right now it's like, it's the same. Even if I'm going to stay in the same spot. So this is a video of me staying in the same spot.
When someone says, how much do you charge? You better not give them the fucking price. Instead, say this. Hey, Nick, I'm so glad you're interested in coaching options. And we do have a bunch of different programs for different budgets. But before I make any recommendations,
Understand what I'm saying? This is me.
I'm at Evie. Twice a day, 90 days. I'll see you on July
Yeah,
15th.
you see it? Now you see it, right? It's like your scripting's actually pretty fucking good, bro. Like it's like
Okay.
I actually don't mind your scripting. I think you could be a little bit more direct, right? Because
Okay.
like if you're gonna say a statement like, where the fuck is it? Let me find it.
if you can't jump, sprint, or do anything athletic, then your nice chiseled body is pretty useless. But don't worry, I'm the smartest personal trainer.
I'm the smartest fucking personal trainer you're ever gonna find online, and I'm gonna put you on some game. Like if you're gonna say a bold ass statement about that, you better fucking back it up.
but I'm the best,
Sounds good.
not to brag or anything, but I'm the best business coach for personal trainers on the planet.
And then there's all the fucking screenshots of my clients making 100,000. I'm like, fucking come at me, okay? I'm the fucking best.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
Cool.
Get it?
I love it.
All right, bro. It has nothing to do with the story of your brother and everything to do with like, give me me that Nate, dog. Give me that fucking, you think you're the smartest, then fucking prove it. Because right now,
Sounds
I think you're just the monotonist. So fucking show me the smartest. Show me.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
See you soon. By the way, this doesn't mean you don't get to ask questions for 90 days. I just want to make that clear. You can ask me anything, but like fucking go post content.
Cool.
Okay, bro. Talk soon. Peace. Rick.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, King? How you doing?
Chilling. It's my first call. Kind of nervous, but it's kind of cool. How you
I
doing,
love
bro?
that. Tell me some wins, brother.
The first 15 days of April, I got 8 signups, which is like the most I've done in like half a month, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
My monthly reoccurring is at a pretty good rate. It's about 4,500, which is also the most it's been in a while. So that's a good win.
Let's go. I love that. All right, how can I serve you, King?
But yeah, pretty much I want to ask because I've been kind of promoting my monthly program for a while just to get that reoccurring up. But since my main audience is like younger guys that want to jump higher, like maybe high schoolers or college guys, I was wondering if it would be a good idea to have like a lower ticket option, like 75 a month or something like that.
How much is your high ticket?
225 USD.
How big is your audience?
I have 26K on Instagram, 100K on TikTok. A lot of younger athletes.
Okay. Now, I just want to clarify. You're booking, how many sales calls are you booking per week right now?
Around 5 to 8.
And are a lot of those guys saying they don't have the money, or are you not booking the calls that don't have a lot of money?
Yeah, I started being better at determining who's more, willing to make an investment. So I've been doing that. But yeah, I also wouldn't know how to promote the lower ticket because
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I would do, bro. So again, this advice is not for everyone. So just because I'm giving Rick this advice doesn't mean everybody should take this, but you have a big audience. Okay. And you've got a big audience and a lot of them are young kids. You've got 100K on TikTok, 26K on Instagram. And it seems to me like you've got a little bit of a dialed in process now with like your qualification. And so you wouldn't change anything on your marketing or your DMs. The only thing that you would change is when you're in the DMs with somebody and you can tell that they're a kid or that they don't have a lot of money, you'd be like, hey, I actually have this program that's like super affordable and it's low budget and it's like not going to cost you an arm and a leg and you can get started right away. You mind if I send you the details? They say yes, bam. Then you send them the program details and you can sell them over chat. So for you, yes. For you, yes. I do think it would be worth it having it on the background. And I would not promote it on the front end because as soon as you start promoting it on the front end, then the people that are paying you $225 a month are like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, oh, it's, my thing. And they're like, I want to do that thing. You're like, no, you can't because you're already paying me more over here. Right. So like, I wouldn't promote it on the front end, but it would make sense for you specifically, not everybody, but for you to have a back end offer where like, if you're in the DMs and you can tell for whatever question you ask that determines, whether or not they'd be ready for a high ticket program, if you can tell that they wouldn't be ready, then it would make sense to get them in something on a low ticket. You might start selling 2 or 3 of those a week.
That's what I was thinking too. Cause most of my current athletes are like 20 mid 20s or older. So I think I could capitalize on that younger audience with like a lower ticket one.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea. So I wouldn't promote it. I also want to ask one more thing.
Hit me.
So my Instagram has been growing at a decent rate, and I've been kind of repurposing my content around TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I feel like everything is going well with the short-term content except TikTok. And that's my biggest audience or my biggest following. So I was wondering what's up with that.
Yeah. So TikTok is the only platform, Rick, that always shows your content to new followers. So TikTok is the only platform that always shows your content to new followers. So for me personally, like Cole's a really big person on TikTok in regards to like talking about how on TikTok, because it's viewed as an outreach platform, when you're posting content on TikTok, like if you can get a video to go viral on TikTok, it's going to go viral on the other platforms for sure. So if, even though you have 100,000 followers, 100,000 followers on TikTok is not as valuable as 100,000 followers on Instagram, because when you post to 100,000 followers on Instagram, 10 to 20% of your audience will see that for sure. Whereas on TikTok, it's not like that. It's always showing it to new people. So my invitation for you with TikTok is to experiment. Now, I'll give you an easy way to experiment because you're already creating the content. This is something that Cole does really well. So let's go TikTok. So we're going to take Cole does, he's got the same video. He's got the same sort of idea with this video. And then he just does a couple different hooks for it. So if you go to Cole's page, so let's say you've got a video, but I'm just going to turn this bit down. Cole De Silva. So you can take the same video and then post a few different versions of it. And then one of them is going to hit more than others.
Out of their sibling and attacks your partner. You're not going to reprimand that? You got the soft parents who believe in absolutely zero physical reprimanding. I'll never hit my kid. And then again, their kids are fucking assholes. So many parents are either I will not spank my kid or I will spank my kid. And there's apparently zero gray area in their mind.
Right. So again, it's like the same video. So maybe you've got a video about jumping. And when you do that video, do 3 different hooks for it.
The same like topic?
But same topic, right? So it's like the same last 15 seconds of the video. But then when you actually film the video, do 3 different hooks for it.
Okay.
And then post 3 different hooks. One of them is going to outperform the other ones for sure.
Okay.
So start experimenting with your content like that. Same video, 3 different hooks.
What I've been noticing is that most of the videos that get the most views are the ones where I'm not really talking and I'm just giving like 3 workouts.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've been noticing. It's like
so try doing that, but then doing text on screen, like have different text on screen for 3 different videos.
So should I make?
Let me see. I want to give you an example so you understand the concept. What's Rick?
Yeah, I'm Rick B. There you go.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'll find one of your videos and I'll give you an example of how to do this. So let's see. Where's one of the ones where you're just giving them Okay.
I'm being completely serious when I say I think everybody's capable of at least a 35-inch vertical, and most people are capable of a 40-inch vertical. Everybody wants to jump 40 inches, but none of you will get there. Not because you're not training hard, but because you're not thinking about these 6 things I'm about to talk about in this video. Number 1,
Okay, so here's an example. So this video, watch this.
I'm being completely serious when I say I think everybody's capable of at least a 35-inch vertical, and most people are capable of a 40-inch vertical. Everybody wants to jump 40 inches.
So that's a hook, but another version of this video is this is the hook.
Everybody wants to jump 40 inches, but none of you will get there. Not because...
Boom, right? Get it? It's the same video, but this becomes the hook for that video instead of the other one. And you're posting the same video. Why? Because these aren't all your followers. These are getting shown to new people.
You're right.
Right? Yeah. So that's how you take the same video and you have multiple different hooks. And then maybe, okay, here's another version of this, right? So then maybe you do this video.
I'm being completely serious when I say...
And it's the same video, but for the next one, you add captions. That's how you take the same video and you just post it 3 different ways and see which one of them hits better.
Okay. So you think I should be kind of purposing my content specifically for TikTok and then post that across platforms?
Well, I'm not saying necessarily that's the move, although that could be the move. What I am saying is that when you're creating content for TikTok, I want you to do at least, because how many videos you're producing a week, Rick?
I try to do 1 a day, but it's been kind of off, like 5 days a week.
Okay. So if you're doing 5 days a week, I want you to take 2 of the days that you're posting and I want you to test 3 different versions of the same video.
So one of the days I'll post 3 times on TikTok and then...
Yes. So twice a week, you're going to post 3 times and it's going to be the same video.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then you don't have to do it with every single one, but now you can start experimenting with different hooks for the same concept. Here, the baseline concept of this video is right here.
Let's be real, genetics matter. I'm being completely serious when I say I think if you played sports, one I'll talk about in this video. You're not thinking about these 6 things I'm about to talk about in this video.
So that's the main concept of the video. The 6 things that you're going to talk about in this video.
Yeah.
So like another hook could be like, these are the 6 biggest mistakes that are keeping you from having a 40-inch vertical. Number 1, sports background. Bam. Now we're into the video. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's the same subject matter. You're just changing the hook.
Yeah.
I see the wheels turning. You get it now,
yeah,
right?
I can see it.
Yeah. So like they take the concept, 3 different hooks for that concept and film 3 different hooks and post 3 different versions.
Definitely. Okay.
All right, bet.
That makes sense. I also want to mention, Brian, I've been listening to your podcast for like a year and then I decided to hop on like a couple months, last month. So that's pretty cool.
Has it been worth it?
I think so. Yeah. It's been already pretty decent month already. So
I like it, bro. This is only month 1 too. We got fucking 12 months together. Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll talk soon.
Right. Yeah.
Deuces. Mr. Ragnar, what's up, brother? Wait. I got to remove the spotlight. Got to add you as a spotlight. And everybody's going on the fucking store today. So you got to tell me some wins, brother.
All right, man. So wins this week were really just consistency, man. I didn't book a lot of calls or anything, but I'm really happy with how my content came out and how it performed last week. And then I boosted a post again, and it's killing it, getting a ton of followers and really, really high quality followers. So I really narrowed in, like you said, the targeting, and I definitely am in the right area. I'm getting the dudes I've been looking for. So.
Let's go.
No kids, no women, none of the stuff that was no profile picture guys or any of the bots or anything weird. It's really high quality people that are communicative in the initial DMs and everything. So we're moving in the right direction there.
I love it, brother. I love it. How can I serve you?
So I know it's been like everybody's been asking you about content. I know you don't like, I learned you don't like doing content on here. So I won't ask you about specific content. I've already gone through mastery. I'm going to go through it a second time because I feel like I don't have a too many leads problem yet. I hear you tell people I want to get to that problem, and I know that that's a content thing, and it's definitely getting better. So I had a men's fitness coach pop up on my page, and I went and I looked at his page, and then I followed him. And then I had a bunch of them, all their sponsored ads, like the algorithm. I started getting every men's coach kind of in my niche. And so as I was looking at these dudes, I realized kind of we're all offering the same fucking thing, and we're all doing the same fucking process. They're DMing me on the way in. They're offering me free resources. They're doing all the shit that I do. A lot of the guys that follow me follow them. So I realized I've really got to find a way to stand out, because there's so many people doing the same thing, even when you're talking to a small niche. So I realized that the top, my pinned posts weren't, I don't think I just had social proof there, but I made a reel of who who I am and the primal method, my training method, just to kind of like, I want to find a way to stand out and like, just kind of when I go to somebody's profile that's new, that's the first thing I do. I don't look at their highlights or anything, or I go through and I watch their pinned reels if I'm really interested. So I pin that on there. And I guess my question is, when you go and you talk about your past, because I've got a fucking crazy past, you don't hold any of that back, man? You just like sincerely talk about any of it? Do you edit that at all? Or, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so like I'm a big believer that there's like certain stuff that should be shared and there's certain stuff that shouldn't be shared. And so like there's parts of my past that I've never shared.
Okay.
Because, like there's just parts of it that's just like it's just not going to be valuable for me to share that information. But if I'm like, it's like I can talk about the fact that I struggle with addiction. That's the truth. I can talk about the fact that like I got fired for being a thief. That's the truth. So like I'll talk about like a broad aspect of it, and I'll go into how it affected my life, but I'm not going to give specific details on every single story because that doesn't necessarily bring a lot of value to me or my audience, and could arguably be more damaging to my business than helpful.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
It does. So how do you kind of differentiate? Because that's kind of what I do or what I've done. I didn't do any of it before I got with PT Dom. I like just refused to talk about my past, but I found that connection posts, and that's the first reel I've ever done like that. But where I tell the story about the addiction, the meth addiction, prison, you know what I mean? All of that shit, they actually do really well and they get a really good response. But I always feel fucking weird talking about it because I've spent so much of my life trying not to talk about it and not fucking think about it. So yeah, it's definitely like a vulnerability that I don't like, but I think it's necessary and it's proved helpful. But I just kind of wanted to know what's too far and what's your strategy on that kind of stuff. The reason I ask is because I had somebody that I'm close to reach out and be like, man, I can't believe you talked about that fucking, and it kind of made me start doubting it. But the reel did fucking good. And I got a lot of likes and I got a lot of like messages and comments and shit. So I didn't, he was like, you got to delete it. You don't want people, so I don't know. And I know don't listen to other people. And I really didn't, but it just kind of made me start doubting myself a little bit. So I wanted to bounce it off you.
Yeah. So fuck what homie said, because homie's not paying you, bro. That's my opinion on that. But it's like, I think that like, bro, sharing that, just like saying that you struggle with the meth addiction, saying that you struggle with this stuff, that's part of your fucking story.
Yeah.
Fucking share it and fuck with
Yeah. And what I found is that like, because, I'm working with dudes that I've never been like morbidly obese. I've always been in shape relatively, right? But what I found is that there's a common thread in my story is that I've been at a place in my life where I fucking hated myself. You know what I mean? Where I looked in the mirror every day and I didn't like what I saw. And that's where a lot of the dudes that I'm working with in the beginning are at. So there's like a common identity there, even though it's two very different things that cause that. The emotion is still the same. And so, okay, well, that helps, man. That was already what I was feeling. I just, like I said, I've been like questioning myself, like, man, should I hold some of that shit back or just throw it out there? But every time I throw it out there, it does good. And I feel like I'm getting closer with my audience and my clients and everything. Every time I do it, it's never gotten a negative fucking response. And I'm sure it pushes some people away, but those are people I don't really want to work with anyway. So
yeah. I also am going to say, stop doing this B-roll shit. You've got like a fucking super unique voice, and I want you to start filming closer to your face.
Okay.
I want you to like start filming closer to your face and fuck this B-roll shit. Like adding photos of your clients, that's fine. I don't mind that. But like this shit is what I'm talking about.
Okay. So if you scroll up, I kind of stopped doing.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. We're not doing that.
I went through a phase where I was doing that for a while. And then if you scroll up towards the top, more of what I'm doing now is like talking head stuff in the gym, just because I kind of got over.
Yeah. You want to think about the whole video.
Okay.
So like an example is like when I'm thinking about the whole video, I'm thinking about like if I'm going to do talking head shit, I'm thinking about the scene. So like I make sure that like I'm filming in a fucking area that's got some shit going on. So there's like the pictures back there. There's a tree back there. You can see the house background right here. You can see like my lights. You can see the fucking books. You got to give me a fucking look. My face is well lit. Whereas like if I go to your video, like I want your content to perform well, right? I want you to make money.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I need this.
So like first things first, I don't really like this. Like this setup doesn't really feel good to me. So get a fucking ring light would be the first thing.
Okay.
Get it, and like especially here, right? If you're gonna be filming like this, like I have a ring light right now, right there.
Okay.
Pointed at my face, and that like lights me up. Versus like if I'm just gonna show you, one sec. This light's off, and now I look like shit. All I do, turn this light on, and I look half handsome. Right? So like, you've got to be thinking about that. If you're going to be filming, you want to be thinking about the background as well. Is the background nice? Is it well lit? I also think you should be filming more POV, like more closer to your face. The reason I think you should do that is because you've got a very unique looking face.
Cool.
Straight up.
Okay.
It should be like this. Like that's how close I want you to be. I would argue even closer. I'll see if I can find one of my talking to the cam videos. One sec. I've done some videos in my car.
Almost like a
yes.
okay.
You got a
almost
very
like I'm almost like a holding.
yeah, like
the
you're
phone
holding
distance.
it. You got a very unique looking face, and I've like you want people to fucking be like, what do those tattoos say?
Yeah.
What does that say? What's on your face? You want people to say that because then they're commenting on your videos, and your videos are going to perform better.
Okay, I can definitely do that, man.
Cool.
All right, that's helpful. Thank you, Brian.
I got you, brother. Much love. We'll talk soon.
All right, later, bro.
Peace. Jackie, what's up?
Hi.
I sure can. Tell me some wins.
Okay, so my win is after 60 minutes of relentlessly trying to get into the Zoom, I'm here. And I just kept saying to myself, entrepreneurs solve problems, entrepreneurs solve problems. And I've restarted everything like 35 times and I'm here. So thank you for taking my questions. Oh my God. No, but in all seriousness, my win is I've booked like, I think 18 calls and I'm still booking in the last like 10 days. I know it's been absolutely insane. So I was like, I need to ask Brian questions. Like I've been
Look at you. That's amazing.
I know it's going really good. So my question is, I'm wondering if you can look at my application. The link is in my Instagram or I can send it in regards to like my financial question.
Okay. 18 calls.
It's a Google form too.
Okay,
So you don't have to like go through the type form.
If you want to drop it in the chat, you can do that.
Okay.
That's huge, Jackie. Wow.
I'm excited. I was like, I need some help though. So I have like a couple questions on it.
Deal. All right. Okay. And we're going to pull it up and we're going to take a little look-see.
Okay. I think that should work.
Okay. So share.
Because I was getting some financial objections. So I was like, and I didn't have pricing on my application. So then I put the pricing on there before I didn't. So now I did. It's at the end.
If you're accepted to work one-on-one with Jackie, closest she's on women, this is not a program because it's too intimidating in my opinion.
Okay. I wanted your opinion. Okay. So to shorten it,
yeah,
what would you do?
So this is so if you're selected to work with Jackie, 1,000 women, this is not a cookie cutter program, it's a personalized blueprint. So that's all you need. Delete all this.
Okay, delete the rest. Just the first paragraph.
Yeah. And then I would say, I'm ready for the highest level of support and transformation. I want spiritual life coaching and a customized training program. I'm ready to invest in myself and fully commit. I want a one-on-one customized training and nutrition program. No, my budget is less than $250. I need something. So like this, you can leave in there. I wouldn't even say my budget is $250. I would say I currently do not have any finances to invest in a mentor. But
I love that. Okay. That's kind of where I was looking to go with this.
Yeah. Don't put, as soon as you put dollar amounts in an application, anybody that is even remotely price cognizant will be turned off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, I can't keep having like no pricing. So that's why I put it on here because I was getting like sticker shock on some. Like, I feel like my audience doesn't know, like they have no idea. So I don't know what they go on thinking. So I was like, I want to give them like a range, you know? So for the last one, it says, I currently do not have any finances to invest in my health. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's exactly what I would say. I also think that you can solve that problem by doing.
Okay, and then the first two options are okay.
First two options are good, but I would take out the dollar amount.
See, that's kind of how I had it before, though. And it was like, I'm ready to go all in. Budget is tight, but I'll make it work. And last option was like, I forget something different. And it was like, this, you know, someone be like, I'm all in. And then we get on the call and they're getting sticker shock. And then I was getting I want to think about it. And I was ready to just jump off a bridge. I was like, I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm not going to jump off the bridge. I just hate that objection. It drives me fucking crazy.
So are all of these calls coming because they're new followers?
No, none of them. So it's referrals, my challenge, my birthday flash sale is like the main flow. Okay. And then I think from the fucking testimonials, like my content scheduling thing. So like, I don't even feel like my content is doing that well. Or like, I'm not even able to make content right now because I'm so busy with sales calls. So it's like, but I'm posting testimonials and transformations.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that if you want my honest opinion, I do not think that putting the pricing in the application is a good idea.
Okay. No, that's why I'm asking you. That's why I was like relentlessly trying to get in because I was like, I need to solve this problem.
Yeah. I do not think that is a good idea. I think that if anything, because you're selling an expensive program, I would probably have a 15-minute training that I made them watch before the call, a 10 to 15-minute training. And the 10 to 15-minute training would be a video. I'm going to give you the format, Jackie. All right. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be like your program name and, you know, why it's the best on the market. And then that's the first slide. Second slide is going to be like you and your personal transformation, what you've gone through. Slide number 3 is going to be one of your best clients. explanation. Slide number 4, best client transformation. Slide number 5, best client transformation. Slide number 6, how your program actually works and how you help women transform their lives, like the training part of it. Slide number 7, the nutrition part of it. Slide number 8, the holistic side of it. Slide number 9, you work with women that are like serious and ready to commit to their goals and go all in. You're not just doing a fitness and nutrition program. You're helping them transform mentally, physically, and emotionally. Slide number 10 is a result guarantee. If you join this coaching program, if you decide that you want to move forward and you join the coaching program, we do have a guarantee of results. Like if you don't get the result that you are looking for, then you'll receive whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then super excited for the call. What we're going to do is come up with a customized game plan specifically for you, help you with your number one struggle, your number one goal, and help you come up with a game plan to achieve your goals.
Got it. Okay. And the cool thing is I already have like pretty similar so I usually do that on the call. Like I have a presentation.
Yeah. So your goal, Jackie, is to get them pre-sold.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to get them pre-sold. And so that when they're on the call, they're a lot warmer, because I don't think that I think the only thing that you're going to do by putting prices in your application is scare away potential prospects that might want to take action. So the problem that you currently have right now is not that the prospects don't have the money. The problem that you have right now is that they're not sold on the offer. So if you try to solve the problem by, putting pricing in your application, but they're not sold on the offer, you're just going to make the problem worse, because they're already not sold on the offer. And then they see the pricing and they're like, I'm fucking out. So like, I would try to solve the problem by keeping everything that you currently have, but then trying to get them pre-sold before they get to the call. Also, one thing I'm going to say is don't put the result guarantee in that slideshow. Instead of putting the result guarantee, put a bonus slide. And for the bonus slide, just for showing up to the call, you're going to give them a free meal plan that will help them, blah, 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 blah. It's like find some sort of bonus to incentivize them to show up for the call. So again, it's going to be your program name, why it's the best on the market, your story. And then you're going to be client 1, client 2, client 3, how the training works, how the nutrition works, how the transformations work. And then you're going to do you work with serious women that are ready to transform their life. As a bonus, just for showing up for the call, I'm going to give you XYZ bonus. And then the last slide is like super excited for the strategy call. We're going to talk about your number one struggle, your number one goal, help you come up with a game plan to achieve your goals. 10 minutes max, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, I got it. Now, so you think that it's not money. You think it's more so that like they're not understanding the value,
Correct.
Essentially.
Yes.
How do you overcome that problem? This is the solution? Okay.
This is part of it.
Because like I'm doing this on the call, but I get what you mean. Because then they're like, I want to think about it. And you're saying.
Yeah, you need to get them pre-sold.
Okay. Got it. All right. Because I feel, and so last week you told me to switch my pitch to my high ticket. And then I don't know if you remember this. You probably don't. You talked to many people.
Do.
So we switched it from, okay. So that could have kind of thrown me off too. And like, because that's high, right? So I'm like, typically it's 777. And so then they're getting sticker shock. And then they just kind of freeze. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I can't get them to unfreeze. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I need to switch like my pitch either.
Okay. So what was your pitch before?
So before I was just kind of selling the group. I was like, so my 1-to-1 is 555. And then as soon as like, they were like, any resistance, then I would drop it to the 333. Be like, well, I have a group, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, okay, cool. And then it was simple. And now I started going like, my VIP is 777, but my 1-to-1 is which I don't, and like just whatever you told me to say last week.
Yeah, it's 555.
Yeah. And then now I'm like, and now they just freeze. And then if I drop to the group, they're just too far gone.
How many calls have you gotten on and this pitch has or has not worked?
I knew you were going to ask me this, so I wrote it down. I just have to find the note. So I've gotten on, hold please. Like, where the hell did I put it? So I've booked like 18 and I think I probably had like 12 and I've closed like 5. When I checked my closing percentage on Monday, it was like 45 because I think like 2 didn't show. So my closing percentage is almost 50. So it's still pretty good.
That's very good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to fucking close everyone.
Are you closing them on your 555?
No, some of them. It's been like, most of them have been the group. Because then I switched back to my old pitch. I was like, let me just go back because I was like losing my confidence with the other one.
Okay.
I wish. Then I'd be in the MDM today. I'd be like, let's fucking go.
Okay. So 2 things. 1, regardless of what pitch we go with, the pre-call video is going to be a good idea. So we should still do it. It will help improve like the idea of them being pre-sold. 2, your closing percentage is pretty fucking good. Okay. So you got your closing percentage is pretty fucking good. 3 is I do think that it's worth our time to test out the new pitch and the old pitch because You know the old pitch works, which is why you went back to it in the first place. But you told me you want to sell more of those 555s.
Yes.
So I think that let's just divide. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you some specific homework. I want you to track. So like I want you to choose 3 calls that you're going to do the high pitch, 3 calls where you're going to do the regular pitch. You're going to track it. How many of the 3 calls that you do the high pitch do you close? How many of the 3 calls with the regular pitch do you close? As well as I would like to introduce the pre-call video. So like introduce the pre-call video and then let's track. These calls I did this regular pitch. These calls I did the high ticket pitch. And when you go into the high ticket pitch calls, you got to know like this is a certainty thing. Like if you're saying 555 or 777 and you can't say it properly without your prospects,
Yeah.
what the fuck, you know? It's like, so for me, for like VIP to work with me, VIP 101 is $50,000. And that was very difficult for me to say at first, but I'm like, that's the only price that I can charge for that because I'm so fucking busy. So I'm like, if somebody's going to take up,
Yeah, no, I think, and I'm like, I think it's fine. I think it's extremely fair. Yeah.
you know, so like, but it took me a long time to be able to say that confidently. And now if somebody wants to work with 101, I'm like, it's 50K. And they're like, what? And I'm like, what? I'm like, you can do the mastermind if you want. Like, it's up to you, you know, but like, that's just the price. That's what it is. It's too bad.
Okay.
So like, you have to get to that level of like, this is what the fuck it is. So,
okay.
So when you go into those calls, you got to put like, it's like, that's called like bad bitch energy. You know, you got to go with bad bitch energy because your prospects will sense you, will sniff out your uncertainty.
Okay.
Your closing percentage is still fucking good though.
I know. I was pretty happy with it. And my show percentage was like 92. I was like, that's pretty fucking good. Because I do have videos I send out before, but they're from like, I created them like 3 years ago. Yeah. So it was when I learned from a different program. So last question on this. I have like a couple calls tomorrow and like one of them said she chose the no option, but I assume she's still coming. And then she also chose the husband, like she needs support from her husband. So what do you do in those situations? Like, do you cancel the call? Like, or do you, like, I still have been taking the calls and like one of them I still closed, the other one I didn't. So it's like, I just been taking them, but.
I would take them. And then one of the first things I would ask when they get on the call is like, hey, like, thanks so much for hopping on the call, blah, 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 small talk. So like, you know, you're getting the questions. You're like, okay, so one of the things that you mentioned is that you have your husband supporting you in your fitness journey. That's amazing. You know, how does he feel about you starting your fitness journey? Is he like supportive? Like, is he like, he wants you to win? Like he wants you to kind of get in the best shape of your life? Like, does he know that we're on this call today?
And then what if you get a weird vibe? Do you just say, okay, I got to go?
No, I'm looking for confirmation. It's very rare that you'll get a weird vibe. I'm looking for confirmation. I would say you'll get a weird vibe in like 1 in 10 situations. And then if you do get a weird vibe, I would not pitch on that call. What I would do is I would run them through the fucking program and then I'd be like, okay, cool. So like, I know that you like, so before I went to the pitch, I'd be like, is this something that you'll have to speak with your husband about to determine whether or not this is going to be a good fit? Or are you able to make this decision on your own?
Okay.
And then if they're like, yeah, I can make the decision on my own, I'll pitch them. But if they're like, yeah, it's definitely something I've got to run by my husband, I'm like, okay, great. So like based off of everything we've talked about so far, do you feel like this program would be beneficial? They're like, yes. Like, okay, great. When can we schedule a time with me, you, and your husband? Because I feel like it would make more sense for us to talk about it as a group. And then if he says no to the program, that's completely fine with me. I just like to be able to explain to him what we're going to be able to do for you. Is that fair?
Okay, got it. And then like the ones that are on the next day, would you try to get the husband on the call for tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise it's just a waste of everyone's time. And then final question for the, and then the financial objections still get on the call too.
Yep.
Okay. And then for the form, I'm going to leave it as it is, but remove the amounts. Like you said, the wording is good, remove the amounts.
The wording is good, remove the amounts. I think that text is way too long now. Like I told you. Like,
I know. I was like on chat for like an hour editing it. And I was like, okay, let me just have you look.
That happens that first paragraph and then the options.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for all of your help. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I hope you have the best day of your entire life.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, wait. Fuck, Marilyn. I almost fucking forgot you. Damn. Hit me, girl. What's up?
Well, my wins for this week.
Wait, I gotta put you on the story. Everyone's going on the story. Okay.
So I got 4 new clients this week, and I got 3 calls for today, and I'm booking some more. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good month. And so I have a quick question for you. I know you gotta go. So I know the last time you told me we talked about retention, and I want to get to that 90%. So I started tracking. The ones that have fallen off this month is 2 so far. And like I told you, it's around 3 to 5, right? What I'm seeing on a monthly basis. And I'm already kind of seeing a pattern, but I just don't know like to for that pattern. And what I see, they have like a life event happen. Either, for example, one of them had a miscarriage, one of them had a wedding, The other one, she just got into like this like really deep depression. And so I'll tell you what I did. So for the miscarriage, obviously that's very hard, right? And I gave her a free month. I got on the phone with her after as well to kind of game plan. Also with the one that went into a deep depression, got suggested therapy. Got on the phone with her, did also like how can I help you type of thing. With the wedding, that one she seemed fine, but she wasn't doing her check-ins, and so I offered a call, but she never got back to me on that. So we didn't do a call. So that's what I have so far. So this is the information that I have, but now I'm like, okay, how can I make this better? So I just wanted to kind of give you so far this is what I have for this month, but I'm kind of like seeing this pattern. So is there anything that you would do different?
Yeah. So what I would start doing is I'm just going to stop your video because your video is cutting out a little bit. So every single thing that you had people drop off for, I would be doing live streams about, and not saying like, if you have a miscarriage, then blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying like talking about when shit gets hard, talking about when, you have something traumatic that happens to you. Like, how do you show up in those instances? Talking about showing up for the events that you have coming up. Like talking about imagining the summer and what your dream body is going to look like in the summer. So like, if that's the case, then I build my mindset trainings around the reasons that people are dropping off or struggling in the program. Does that make sense?
Okay. So, and then for example, there were some people that wouldn't come to my live. So maybe just send it to them. Hey, I thought about you. This might help you.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Also, this is another thing I want all of you guys to start practicing, especially when you have clients that are in your coaching program that aren't engaging. Call them. Don't ask for permission. Just call them. If they don't pick up today, call them tomorrow.
Okay, that's so good.
Call them the next day. Leave them a voicemail. Hey, this is Coach Justin, and I just want to let you know I really care about you and your goals. I just wanted to check in with you because I really I want you to win, and you're my client, and I care about you. So shoot me a text back. It's your boy Justin, and I'm here to serve you.
I love that because sometimes I'm like asking for permission, and
Just fucking
I
call
feel
them.
like if somebody called me, I would feel, and they left me a voicemail, I would feel like, wow, this person really cares about me,
Exactly. You can even go to the next level. If you have their address, you can send them a fucking card. Hey, it's Coach Marilyn. Just reminding you that I care about you and I want you to win. Text me back.
Okay. This takes me to the next level. I love that because
I mean?
I'm very consistent with like texting and getting back to people and like messaging them every single day. But like this is next level.
But this is human beings, right? Like human beings, sometimes we just fucking avoid shit. We just do, right? But
I get it. And I have a couple ladies like that. So right now, so that will be good. Okay. That's that last question within that. It's like, I want to get better with my onboarding. And so what I'm doing right now is like recording videos on, so that way they for that week, and Janelle also suggested me that I do this for the week that I'm making the program, that I can kind of do like a drip system where they watch a video, every day and then upload that to their schedule it on Trainerize for them. So this is what I'm thinking on doing the videos on: the importance of check-ins, discipline over motivation, like the meals, right? Macros, workouts, and don't struggle alone, because I think this is the thing that I see a lot of my clients do, that they'll face something and then they kind of go and like they want to hide away. What do you think about that?
Have you already done the videos?
No, I'm planning it. I'm going to do it tonight after the kids go to bed.
Okay. Can I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
So for onboarding, I feel like this is what I did when I was running Aesthetic Nation and my fitness business, is I would send them a get started guide that basically gave them all the things that they would need to go and do, and almost was like a treasure hunt for their fitness journey. So like, in order to be the most successful for this fitness program, here are the things that you need. I want you to go to Walmart, pick up all of these things, and so that you have it for when your program's ready. First things first, you're going to need a food scale. Why? Because I'm going to be teaching you macros and you're going to need to weigh your food. Second thing you're going to need is Tupperware containers. These are the ones that I recommend. Third thing you're going to need is you're going to need a cooking sheet and a fucking tin foil or whatever to cook your food, whatever. Fourth thing you're going to need is a water bottle. I'd recommend going to Supplement King to pick up this water bottle. Fifth thing you're going to need is a protein powder that you enjoy. This is the protein powder that I work. So do the onboarding video. That's like a 15-minute video that has all of it together, and then give them a get started guide so that they've got some homework to do while they are waiting. Because it's like, I almost feel like it would be like, if you think about it from a prospect's perspective, watching a new video every single day is like kind of but it's like, if there's one video that tells them what to do, and then there's a guide, a PDF that's like, this is your get started guide, and now they're going out and like collecting treasure while you're building their program. Like, that to me is a more efficient way to get people onboarded. Does that make sense?
I already have a started guide like for them, but I don't have a video for it. So just make a video for that, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Make a video for them for their onboarding that, explains what's going to happen next and how the program's going to work and the importance of check-ins and blah, blah, blah. So all the stuff you're going to do in 4 videos, do in one 15-minute video. Because then they only have to watch one
Amazing.
video, and then they have the get started guide, and they get to go, they have to go on a treasure hunt before they start their program. Gives them something to do.
Okay. Yeah, it makes it a little bit more, like achievable for them. Okay, perfect. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have the best day of your life. Bye. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. Just a friendly reminder that if you want to come to the PT Domination All Access event, virtual event is happening this Saturday, and that's when we're dropping tickets. Thank you guys so much for coming to my call. I love all of you. Thank you for being my clients. I'll talk to you guys in the next podcast episode. Peace. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.